In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use Pearson Math tools to understand fraction. First, we need to know how to get to Math tools. So you can go to the Tanana Library page by going to Tanana Middle School, then pressing Library, and then going to Online Resources tab right here. And then scroll down, and under Math, you will find Math Tools. Click on this title that's in orange, Math Tools, and it will bring you to Math Tools. You can also, in Google, search up Pearson Math Tools. And then the first link that pops up is Pearson Math Tools. So to learn fractions, Fractions tool right here is a very useful tool. We press on that and let's look at each of these things. So under pieces, you can choose different pieces, for instance 1/2 and 1/4. And then if you go up here and press this, then it will show you what 1/4 plus 1/2 equals. We can also erase segments by going here and pressing erase, and then adding different segments. For instance, 1/4, which shows you what 1/4 is, plus 1/5. And then it shows you what those two added up are. So if you ever have troubles adding up pieces or understanding what it means to add different fractions with distinctive denominators, then this pieces tool is a good way to visualize that. And one thing that's really cool about it is that you can go over 1. For instance, let's do 1/5, 1/5, 1/3. And it will show you mixed fraction form or fraction form. So if you ever have troubles understanding what it means to add these fractions up, Pieces is a really good tool to visualize this. If we go to equivalent shapes, then you add up a fraction on one circle and then add up another fraction on another circle. And then it will tell you which one is greater than or equal to. And so then if you press up here, then it will show you this number. For instance, this is 4/8 and this is 1/3. We go here, press clear, let's add 1/2, and we can see that 4/8 is equivalent to 1/2. So if you want to make something equivalent to the other by adding up fractions with different denominators, this is a good tool to do that. And you can do it either in circle form or rectangle form. Modeling fractions allows you to pick a shape, color the shape, and then by going to the hammer tool, you pick how many pieces you want. For instance, 5, press OK, and then you can model fractions this way. And then if you press Show Labels, it shows you each of the individual pieces. The Denominators tab allows you to pick what number you want in the denominator. For instance, let's do 8. And then when you select each section, it shows you how many out of 8 there are, or how many out of that denominator. So it shows you the numerator and the denominator as you select more sections of the circle. So this helps you understand conceptually what a numerator and denominator means. Fraction strips allows you to use these strips and then measure what fractions will add up to 1, or if you add more than 1, you can add fractions up to 2 by selecting different segments and fractions from here. Array, in the array function, you pick how many of these sections you want. For instance, let's say 5, and then we pick if we want 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, 5/5. So how much of this total you want, and you pick the number of holes. So for this one, we'll stay at 1. So this is 1 whole square, divided into 5 this way, and then divided into 4 this way. So now we select how many we want this way. The red area is the denominator this way, the blue area is the denominator this way, and purple is the mixture of the two. So 1/5 times 2/4 equals 2 over 20. And if we change this, then we change the fraction, and we can see what section of the whole these two fractions multiplied by each other are. So if you're ever multiplying fractions and want to visualize this, array is a good tool to do this. Under multiplying fractions on a number line, you add points, change the number of sections within each whole number. For instance, 1/4, there's going to be 4 different sections, 1, 2, 3, 4, between each whole number. And then you put points on here, and you can see how far it's to get from one point to another. For instance, if you want to go from 2 to 3.5, you have to move 1 2/4 or 1 1/2 places in order to get to 3.5. And then we put this here, and it shows us 3 2/4 to 3.5. So this is a good way to visualize what moving up and down the number line looks like and how many places you have to move in order to get to that point. Once you're done working through a specific section, you can go back to another section and work through that again, or you can reset all, and then it will get rid of all this work that you've done, so you have a clean slate. And then when you're done with everything, you can return home and work on another math concept.